rotate the phone. All right. Hey, Tony, we need you to rotate the phone. Hey, oh, we're good. We're good.
There we go.
Hey, everybody. It's JoAnna Nunes with Kathy Lorenzo.
Hello.
And we are excited to have everybody start to come on here. As promised, we are going to share some wonderful things. Hi, April. Kathy's going to share some wonderful tips about the modality of healing touch for animals that she has spent lots and lots of hours and time and practical work honing. And also different oils you can use with your animals. As promised, over the last couple days, we've kind of prompted you as to what we're going to be working on today live. My Danes are walked, fed, they've had a snack, and they're in the other room for now. But prior to Kathy showing you some of the things she does hands-on, like little tips, a few pointers for you, she's going to explain herself with her own words of what she does. And Kathy and I have been friends for
I don't know.
a few decades.
Yeah.
Met in the hair salon I worked at for so many years. And Kathy's story is interesting of how she one day was smelling thieves out of the diffuser.
I was sitting getting my hair done and said, "What is that?" And JoAnna said, that's thieves. It's essential oils." And I piqued my interest and intrigue. We were going through getting rid of toxins in my home, although not knowing that burning candles are toxins. Who would have thought, right? They're good, aren't they? So I started researching, started learning, called JoAnna and said, "Hey, I want to do this. We need to get this in our lives." Jim, my husband, had just gotten over and been healed from lung cancer. So he's a lung cancer survivor. So I was looking for ways to incorporate in our home natural products. And hence, the journey started with essential oils. So I've been using essential oils 5 years, just about, pretty close.
Yeah, for sure, at
And,
least 5 years.
Start learning about essential oils and didn't know a darn thing about energy modality or what energy was. So lo and behold, JoAnna said to me, "What do you think about going to this Healing Touch for Animals class?" Right. Well, if anyone knows me, my mother said to me, "Why do the animals follow you home all the time?" So, when JoAnna said to me, "Let's go to this Healing Touch for Animals class," I said, "Great, let's do it." I had met and been around Zach, who is, everyone knows Zach. I think everyone should know Zach, a large Great Dane who is deaf. JoAnna and Tony brought him into their home with Darla being here already, and he had some health issues. So, we were going to go to this class to help him. Jimmy and I had Tiamo and Cutie Pie at the time. So anything that would help, of course I'd be for. So off we go to this class. And it started with a Friday night that was for a 4-hour class. And no animals, just humans.
Just feeling energy.
Just feeling energy. What does that mean?
What are we supposed to feel? She picked up on it right away. We had to work on each other.
Right.
And just before we worked on the animals, before Zach came the next day in this room that, remember, had no air conditioning.
Absolutely.
At the time.
So, but I'm sitting there and I'm looking at JoAnna going, "What is this that we're doing? Energy? Come on, I'm not into this." Well, lo and behold, it has been a journey of a lifetime, and I truly say that. I have met some wonderful people, some wonderful animals, and was able to help lots of animals, including my own, into wellness and help with the transition of life over the Rainbow Bridge. So hold on, we're going to explain to you and show you what Healing Touch for Animals is. If you don't know what energy is and have never experienced that, like me, I was a novice when I first started. Energy, we all have energy, we all have frequency, and it just depends where we are in our world and where we are in our life, both human and animal and plants, about where our vibration lies. The first thing, and the one thing that I remember about that Friday night class is our dear instructor, Kate Brown, said, rub your hands together. And everyone should do this who's watching this or who's going to watch this. And just rub them real fast. And pull them apart a little bit. And you feel that? It's energy. Mm-hmm. So that was how that journey began. What does healing touch for animals do for us? Well, healing touch for animals is the energy modality that helps balance everything in your, from head to toe. Animals,
chakras, the chakras.
all the chakras. And I sometimes don't use chakras because people look at you like, oh, especially if they're not used to it. But we all have that in our system. And one of the things in my charts that I take with me when I do a session at people's home, so that I could explain what healing touch for animals is, the human, and I don't know if this is going to come up, but if you have me come over for a session with your animal, of course you will see this a lot closer in person.
Do you visit people's homes too?
I do. Healing touch for animals is, as you know, as effective in person or by distance. I do a lot of distance work. I have a wonderful client right now that I'm working with in Denver. Obviously I'm in Illinois, so I'm not flying out there. I do it by distance, and it has helped this woman and her adopted dog amazingly. So it's
what's going on with the dog? What did she? This way we want you to stay. What did she need your services for?
Well, when she adopted the dog came, and they believe that she may have been in a storm or abused. She had separation anxiety, that she couldn't leave the house to go take the garbage out.
Wow.
So
what would the dog do?
The dog would literally knock curtains off the wall and just make garbage
tornado.
And mess.
Yeah.
She'd come home to literally a tornado. Good example. Yeah. So with the healing touch, I was able to help that dog become above the wellness line and drop some of those anxieties and be able to stay alone and stay with someone else.
That's huge.
She couldn't bring the dog to your house and leave her, even if you had other dogs. She could not. The dog would not be able to settle in and settle down.
Not if she can't. If the dog can't settle in its own home, right? How's it supposed to settle into another environment? So, hi Betsy. Hi Debbie Hinkle, who took one of our
Debbie Hinkle was in our Healing Touch for Level 1 class, and we've made lots and lots and lots of connections that will last a lifetime. I'm going to go back to my charts because I think it's important for you to understand that I said everyone has energy, both animals and humans. Humans' energy is laid out a little bit different. We have layers. So I'm standing in JoAnna's energy field right now. But if I step away a little bit, it feels a little bit better, right? So sometimes when you're stepping in someone's energy as a dog's, it could be uncomfortable if there's some tension there. A dog's energy field is made up a little bit different. Some of us older people who remember when there wasn't cable and TV wasn't on at the touch of the button 24/7, TV would go off the air and there would be all of that fuzz on the screen.
Pixelation.
Exact word. Dog's energy field is pixeled. Okay, so it's made up of all of those little pieces. A lot of times what we don't realize, as I just said, we stand in the dog's energy field. Animals' energy field is very large. This is our energy field, and I don't know if there we go. Okay. And the outer circle is an animal's energy field, so it's very large. And therefore, that's why they can tell when there's danger or when things don't sit right with them.
How about when your dog or cat goes, and you're going, what are you looking at? Well, because, right?
Something touched, could have been the outside, and I'm going to go
down
outside
the street,
again,
right?
Down their energy field, because theirs is very large. The other thing that when I do a session with people, I explain what responses that the energy healing does. This is a chart that kind of gives you, and I'm just going to, the one thing that I say, it regulates the immune system, but it releases endorphins and relaxes muscles It helps with all sorts of things. It helps, and I'm not going to go through and really read all of them, but it helps from the point of when they are born to the time of transitioning.
Beautiful.
It helps them throughout life. You know, people adopt, JoAnna, you know this firsthand.
Yes.
People adopt animals and bring them into their home, and depending on what the circumstances
Mhm.
are of bringing them into their own home, there might be another pet, there might be more than one pet, there might be a
Sure.
pet that has other issues going on.
Right.
Not only that, there's people. More often than not, people think that, oh, I adopted this animal and bringing them into my home and everything's going to be wonderful. Unfortunately, more times than that, it doesn't. Not only that, it takes time for that animal to come in and know that they're safe.
Right.
We don't always know what the animal has been through or what I call their backstory. So we don't know how to always prepare for what we need to do.
Mm-hmm. And you know that by the time you adopt an animal and they land in your home, Zach had 4 homes. We were his 4th home in 1 year. You know, and you had said Tiamo was on a plane in a storm and he couldn't handle a plane going over. So, you know, we know our dogs and pets are human, so we have to treat them with the emotional, knowing that they have an emotional center that we do and how that reflects in their life and in their world and their perception is so incredibly different. And so I think that's why Healing Touch does more than we may ever even realize it does. We only see the outward symptoms kind of diffuse, and yet think of what you're doing for them, just making their world more comfortable, you know, because they're so helpless, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So from level 1 class with JoAnna and Zach, I went on a whole journey. I have completed up to the AP portion of Healing Touch for Animals and became certified, which is like a whole nother course in itself. I also thought, well, if I'm going to be using oils on animals, I need to know a little bit more about oils. I can't just look at the animal and just pick up an oil. I want to know what it's about. And some of it, my brother says to you, you're always learning. You always want more education.
Because there's always more. You know,
There's a lot out there. But I went and became a clinical certified aromatherapist so that I know a little bit more about oils and what to use with them. But I'm going to say to you that this is only one of them. I use a animal reference guide. Anyone that has animals in their house and is going to use oils, I believe you should, that's another one that I have. I believe that you should have and use reference guides all the time.
Mm-hmm. Or you use Kathy.
Well,
but chill her information before we move on with dogs, so we don't run real. We want you to see a few things so you can have Andy, so that you can have some immediate things you could just try just for your own empowerment. Kathy's information will be in the comments. We'll make sure, and if there are Q&A going on, I'm going to hold the phone while Kathy's with Zach and Darla and Olivia, so I can pop on and answer as much, but we'll make sure you get all your questions answered, okay?
All right, so have your reference guides. Oils, yes, you could use always slow and low. Water diffuser. Let me ask you, someone just asked online, are oils okay to use with whatever you insert the type of pet? Let me say to you, those that are oiling now are probably, I would hope, are not using the air fresheners, but people use air fresheners in their house all the time. They use those plug-in things, they spray things.
Right, on their furniture, on their dog beds. No.
Do you think those are safe? Just saying. So,
they're not.
Do your research. Know what you're spraying, know what you're doing.
And know that all oils, there's a lot of fear around essential oils in animals because Facebook went ballistic with, my cat, died with an oil. Well, we have a whole reference guide, Young Living, for oils and pets. If they were that harmful, there wouldn't be a reference guide. Plants are plants. Animals live amongst nature. So kind of think about that and know that it all comes back to seed to seal and quality.
Absolutely.
And you know, you and I know each other. We would never put an oil near or on our dogs that would harm them in any way.
And I use Young Living Essential Oil. We use Young Living Essential Oil, and that's the only oil that I use. If Young Living thought that oils were bad for animals, they would not, and unfortunately I'm showing you something that's not available, but the individual oils are available. This set was from a long, long time ago. If you're afraid to use oils on your pets, use the oils that were actually the Animal Sense collection that were formulated for animals.
Yeah, they're already diluted, so there's really, it takes that layer of concern away.
And the other trick is, go to your kids' sense if you have kids at home. They're deleted for kids and little ones already. So,
awesome.
Well,
so what should we do? Should we get moving?
Do you think we should?
Should we mosey into the zoo in the back of the
so.
house?
I
All right,
think
hey
so.
Tony. I don't know if he's back there. All right, I'm gonna grab. Hang in there, guys. I'm gonna grab my phone. Kathy, if you grab yours,
I am.
we are going to switch, and then I will switch both. And excuse the close-up, guys, but we're gonna get you over to the dogs. So let's move out and switch the camera, Kathy. Are you switched? All right.
Not yet. There.
Oh, okay.
There we
Doing
go.
some patchwork in the house. We're going to do painting, so excuse me.
Look at this. I absolutely love it.
Okay. Here's Olivia.
So,
Little Olivia. Here's Zach.
and that's
Bucky.
Zach.
And this is Darla May. So I will hold these, Kathy, and gotta get Kathy back. Okay, there we go.
There.
We're connected. It's gonna go back on. Very good. All right.
All right. So, I think since the big guy is laying here, I typically start my sessions with assessing the chakras so that I know what's going on in their energy field. And we have 7. So with an animal, we start at the back, which is the root. And for sake
It's declined. Keep going.
Okay. For sake of going too long, I will assess each chakra. Root, sacrum, solar plex, and they are all open. Throat. You see that Zach's throat is wide open. Yes, he has been talking. His heart. It's okay, buddy.
Keep
Is
in mind
wide.
too, yes, we have a question coming through that you can address later. How does the
Brow.
distance work from far away? We'll get to that.
So Zach presented, for the most part, open. There were not all even and parallel rotation, and that depends on just the way it looks. You know, I'm gonna say, you say, how do I know it was all open? Well, I'm gonna ask my pendulum a question, and if it is untrue or not, if there's a compromise, that is how it would tell me. If it's open, it would spin like that. And we want the spins to be even and uniform. So, what I would say, and without going into some of the advanced stuff today, that's all that I'm going to check. I'm not going to check the heart line or any of that. So, for what I see with Zach right now, what I would do is I would start with probably a chakra balance, which what that would be is I would gently place my hands on each of his chakras, okay, and of course not this quickly. And then I would probably, if this is a first session, I might use some oils if the dog is accustomed to oils, and brush it through their energy field. I could feel his energy. He has, because of his size and because of Zach being Zach and his personality and his being, I could feel his energy right now. I don't have to be on him. And that is how working with distance, if I'm going to work with distance with someone, I begin my session with, I set my intention. I call it a C-set. I ground myself, I come in and I set the intention, I evaluate, I do the actual techniques, and then I reassess to see where we're at. So I am setting my intention to do a technique right now called bridging. And that would be, I don't want to disturb Zach because he's laying so nicely, but I would put my one hand on the front of his chest, which is at his heart, and my other hand in the back of him here, which is his throat, okay? And what that does is...
Would you show us where the throat chakra is? Because people would think it's by the... Yeah, that's the misconception. I never thought the throat chakra would be where it's at.
It's really...
Bear with me, guys.
What I call is the withers. With dogs, we use the spine. With humans, we use the front. So, with the dogs, and I would use this technique every day.
How about on Olivia? Come here, Liv.
Come here,
Olivia,
or you know what?
sit
She
down.
can sit on there if you can
Okay.
do this. Yes. This is what this technique.
She's a licker,
And
and I love
Tiana
her.
would give me kisses every morning. I would use this technique every morning on Tiana.
Olivia, sit. Sit down, Liv. Olivia, sit.
And
Olivia.
she will eventually, although Olivia always is a little extra, just smaller than.
She's just happy to see you.
there. So the idea is I don't have to have my hands on the dog if the dog is reactive. I'm setting the intention.
There we go.
And it's amazing how they respond.
Look at her calm down already.
Absolutely. It is just absolutely. And I could feel her.
Look at even Darla. Okay, you not. Okay.
That is known as a release. It's okay. So, depending on how the energy feels and how it bubbles and how it tingles in my hands, will depend on how long I hold that for.
Now, can you hold that there while she walks away?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because here again, with a distance session, I don't have to be in your homes. I set the intention for the highest good for the animal.
Yep.
I don't diagnose, I don't treat, I don't, I'm not a doctor.
Prescribe.
I don't prescribe,
Right.
thank you. Healing Touch for Animals is a modality that is used in conjunction with your veterinarian care. It is a great modality to help support overall well-being and overall
Just like
balance
we
of-
are, to say that, all I do is Eastern medicine or Western is probably not practical for humans.
Exactly. So, right,
Okay.
I have done several sessions on each one of them. They've helped me through my certification process. And I've made some wonderful friends along the way. There will be a Healing Touch for Animals classes in the area. PM me for additional information and we'll get you set up. If you have any questions or any other comments that you want to private message me and don't want it on Facebook, that's fine. I am happy to help.
Can people request your pamphlet and you send them
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
prices and things like that?
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
Great. That's amazing, Kathy. Thank you. Thank you.
And if, thank you, buddy. Olivia. Also, if you are not an oiler and you're interested in oiling, JoAnna, I would be glad to help you and get you started on your journey like we started our journeys, both with energy and with oils.
Right. If there was an oil, people are wondering, what oils in the starter kit help with animals who may have some stress in their lives, or the fireworks going off and the rainstorms and such things such as that, even if it's not to do healing touch but to diffuse in the home.
Lots of oils. The oils that I go to a lot are, and if it's in the starter kit, lavender, stress away. Anything that you would use for you to calm you.
Okay, rule of thumb there.
And-
wait, everybody's wait. We hate to interrupt this program. She's down for the count in a good way. Healing
Absolutely.
touch at its finest.
Absolutely. So, any oils that you think would calm you, check your reference guide. But
Yeah.
they should be able to be used. Tiamo used to love Kunzia when that came out. I know that's
I
not in the
know.
reference or in the starter kit.
I
but that
know.
was a
Hi,
great
Marilyn.
oil.
Right.
The other thing that I will say to you, sometimes you don't put the oil on the animal.
Mm-hmm.
Put a drop on your crown. Your hair is the best diffuser.
Amen.
Put a drop on your crown, brush it through your energy field, and it's a natural diffuser. Your animal will get the benefit of it.
So when people say, I'm afraid to use oils on myself because I'm afraid my animals will react, I like to say, well, what Bath and Body Works lotion did you lather all over you that's got synthetics and perfumes in it? And then, that's quite honestly more harmful to the dog's endocrine system, and their sense of smell is so powerful that a synthetic fragrance is going to do far more harm than if you put a little drop of lavender on your wrist before you go to work or on a diffuser bracelet. And just like women who are nursing their babies and are concerned about that, one drop on your neck and if your baby's going to repel from it, you're going to know if your animals are going to, because Darla here, she'll literally just walk away from you. She will. So other dogs like this one here, and this guy here, lick them off and absolutely love them. And what I love about Young Living is it's safe. So what about, really quick, I'm going to throw this in as a side note, Kathy, because I know Thieves was the original product line that really enticed you when it came to making sure yours, and especially Jimmy's environment, being a survivor of having his issues with his lungs. Explain to everybody the importance of what we wash our floors with and why it's so important for our animals.
Well, what we typically want is a clean environment for our animals. Like my skin on my hands our skin is our largest organ, right? It's the same thing with animals. So if you're washing your floor with, what is that, Swiffer or bleach?
Swiffer or yeah.
I
or
use
Bosa.
a capful of Thieves Cleaner in the water, and we wash our floors. We wash everything with it. So it's.
I'm sorry, you guys. Is holding two is fun. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, Deborah and Tammy and Angie. So everything goes systemic through the paws, and
Absolutely.
Right. So what you put on your floors, you're putting in your dogs and cats and pets.
And yourself. If you're
absolutely.
walking barefoot on your floors.
Absolutely.
So,
So-
what you're going to do for yourself, wouldn't you want your animal to have the safest, non-toxic
Absolutely.
environment also?
So anything else, Kathy, before we wind up and everybody enjoy this gorgeous Saturday, and we'll answer questions.
And if they need anything, they know where to find me. I do both private HTA, healing touch for animal sessions in your home, or distance, or send me your referral. I'll be happy to help.
All right, thank you, and thanks for being here and explaining your talents. And everybody, truly, I'm firsthand can tell you it works. And get out of the mindset of how does that work? Don't worry about how it works. Know it works. Trust the intention, and trust Kathy's hours and hours of expertise because she does understand exactly. She's very well trained and has had a lot of experience, and she's very gifted with animals and has a heart of gold. So enjoy. Here, I'm going to give this to you, and I'm going to flip over and say thank you, everybody. And if you do have questions, let us know. Hanging out with us. And
There you go.
okay.
Right there.
Are we
There
good?
go.
See? All right.
Okay.
Signing off.
All right.
Okay. Put
Thank you for listening.
and share this with people you feel need something like this in their lives for their animals.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.